Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is me, Dukect, live here on the Dukect Lounge. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. And before we get into this, before we get into the show and everything else, I have to very, very sad news for everyone. Ric Flair's son, Reed Flair, has passed away. And we don't know what happened yet. He is 25 years old. He's found in his hotel room that he was sharing with his father, Ric Flair, and his youngest son. In fact, he was recently in New Japan and such, wrestling. And the thing is, he was going to make some appearances here in Maryland this weekend, actually. And wow, this is really a shock, and it's a really shocking thing. And it's prayers and well wishes go to the Flair family, and so that's for a little moment of silence for Reed Flair. All right. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, thank you so much for joining me in the Dukect Lounge. We got guest 2 here in the chat room. Say what's up, guest 2. Hey. All right. Let's get a lighter notes. Let's get a lighter notes, what have you. Supposedly, I'm not watching SmackDown because I don't really care about SmackDown. I just, honestly, I'm more invested in Impact right now because I think they're having a much better, actually a well-focused show, actually. Remember, by the way, the call-in, is... the call-in to the show, connecting me, Dukect, is 724-444-7444. Once again, the number is 724-444-7444. And the call ID to connect to me, Dukect, is 92417. Once again, it is 92417. Ah, good. You watched Impact this week, guest 2. That's nice. But you have to talk a little about Monday Night Raw first. Let's talk a little bit about Monday Night Raw. To me, it was really forgettable. I'm serious. I don't really remember much of it, other than Jericho beating Dolph Ziggler. Shocker, Ziggler is losing again. This is the reason why no one is actually caring about these guys. No one cares about Ziggler, uh, Kofi Kingston, or anything else to get these one major storylines and then go back to being world losers. Case in point, someone like Jack Swagger. Again, I don't care for Jack Swagger. To me, if you really want to focus on making him look like a star, he needs like, to me, he shouldn't have won the elimination tournament. He should have had a good showing, but I think he needed to keep building himself up. In fact, build that stuff up until maybe SummerSlam. Then I think he gets his first world title shot, and what have you. And add on the fact that his DUI and such. To me, the network, supposedly the WWE is trying to be all kid-friendly. I don't think it's a good idea to have someone who recently broke the law and had not only driving erratically, but had an illegal substance in the car. I don't think that would really go over well with go over the kids and such. You want to set a good example. So guess to Kali. I winced when he took that power bomb. I'm like, dude, just retire already. I mean, he did a pretty good job in Get Smart. I liked him in that. I think he should have stayed in Get Smart, because I think he's just his knees are gone. And to me, Zack Ryder, well, another person who's been completely forgotten, and Justin Gabriel too. These guys were completely forgotten. But the only thing that was actually noteworthy on Monday Night Raw was their last thing. No, I'm not talking about Kayla versus AJ. That was just completely shoot in, and I didn't really care about it. I was talking about the entire Legends segment and such, which with the Legends Roundtable with the John Cena Rock high school debate thing. And another funny thing was actually, to me, John Cena, a lot of interesting things. He had his mannerisms, but his mannerisms were more heelish. Yeah, that was a weird last match. Yeah, Lita versus Trish, it was not. Yeah, and I like those two divas, AJ and Caitlyn. Yeah, well, WWE does not know. In fact, I think that was the only Divas match this year on Raw. Maybe I'm skipping one, but I think that was the first Divas match on Raw. I mean, wow. And that was the best they can do. Anyway, this is, to me, one of the reasons why. Let's go back into the segment, what have you. The Rock and Cena debate. It was actually a pretty good one. Of course, The Rock basically beat the crap out of him in his whole, The Rock never experienced failure, BS, because one of his main storylines and such was against Stone Cold Steve Austin. In fact, the last WrestleMania singles match he was in WrestleMania, he beat Stone Cold, a person that has drive him and supposedly just made him go completely insane. That guy, if you remember and such. Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock's feud and everything else. Saying that The Rock never, it just seemed like it, and when you listen more and more into it, and besides that cheap shot with Donovan McNabb and such, and by the way, I'm going on a little divert path here. Philadelphia fans, why the hate for Donovan McNabb? I know you guys don't like Donovan McNabb because he never got you the big one. He never got you that Super Bowl ring, but jeez Louise, people, cut him some slack. He is probably one of the best quarterbacks, heck, probably the best quarterback the Eagles ever had. In fact, I talked to Philadelphia Eagle fans who actually would take Donovan McNabb over Michael Vick at this point. And it just seems to me he has done more than the last two previous great quarterbacks, Randall Cunningham and Jaworski. I can't pronounce his name. It just seems to me this guy gets no love. I know it's in Philadelphia, but man, Donovan McNabb, any other team, any other franchise, he would be held up with much more respect. And then Donovan McNabb goes in and just gets completely dogged in Philadelphia. But, fine. Whatever. It really bothers me that you have If he was playing for the Redskins, down there playing for the Redskins, he's like, sure, he didn't win the big one, but you know what? We liked him, we respect him, and everything. He's a great quarterback. Cowboys, same thing. Giants, yeah. Then again, I think he probably would win one of those seats. At least they would have at least one wide receiver, or what have you, at least a good one, a couple of good wide receivers. That probably stopped them from winning a championship, but still. But seriously, Philadelphia, can you at least show Donovan McNabb some love? I know it's not, well, you're part of your stuff, but the dude led you to, led y'all to a great championship run. Probably the best championship run of all time. So please, just stop hating on him. You're embarrassing yourselves. All right. Anyway, back to that segment. Oh, yeah, and people who watch, who don't even know about NFL and such are like, what the hell is this poor guy talking about? But anyway, I liked the segment. It was really good and probably got me up a little bit more for a WrestleMania match, but the match is still going to suck. In fact, most of the main card matches are still going to suck. Triple H and Lesnar, for one. I mean, the guys just came out of retirement, so they put him in a retirement match. There is still one more Raw before WrestleMania. Guess who says this? There's still one more Raw before WrestleMania, but that Legend segment just made me think that we're going to have to watch Rock beat Cena. But, yeah, I don't see that. I just see it that Cena is going to win, or they're going to do something to turn him heel, which honestly doesn't matter because at this point there's no good face or what have you. There's nothing for him. Rock lose. Well, of course Cena's going to win. Guess too. Of course, Cena's going to win, and we're going to be I'm sorry, I just don't care. I just don't care. I feel and I don't want to feel apathetic to WrestleMania. No fan wants to feel apathetic. I mean, people want to bash at WrestleMania 27, but there were still some good matches on that card, potentially good matches. To me, Cody Rhodes versus Terry Owens versus Rey Mysterio, probably one of the most underrated matches on that card. What have you. You had Randy Orton versus CM Punk. You had a lot of other good matches on there, what have you. Still some good undercard matches, some good main event. Hell, Triple H and Undertaker, one of the best matches, probably one of the best out of that whole trilogy, no doubt. And I am happy. And not only that, I am blessed that I will witness Edge's last match as a WWE superstar when I was his champion. Awesome stuff. And everything else. So WrestleMania 27, I felt like it was a good show. The main event just completely dropped the ball. Including WrestleMania 28, I think that was just. It's funny thing is, it just seems like WrestleMania a couple of WrestleMania started at 27, then 28 just went down further in quality and such, and then WrestleMania 29, I'm like, there's nothing on this card. The Undertaker. As long as he wants to. I honestly thought he should have retired after the end of an era. That should have been the last time we saw Triple H and Undertaker. That's it. Both guys have done everything. I said that should be the end of the era match. That's supposed to be it. The end of an era. And what we get? More of the same, everybody. We get more of the same. Yeah, we got more of The Undertaker, more Triple H. And it's funny because it's the WWE's actions that are leading to this type of saying the Attitude Era was great. And the funny thing is, the reason why the Attitude Era was great, and what have you, personally, to me, when I was heyday of the Attitude Era, I was watching mainly WCW before it lost its collective mind and such with the whole thing. The reason why the Attitude Era people look funny because everyone had something to do, and look at how young the guys were at the time. Rock, Stone Cold. I mean, in fact, the only person over 40 in the whole thing was, I think, was just Mr. McMahon. I'm serious. I think I was the only guy who was truly over 40 in that whole structure. There were a lot of young guys fighting for that brass ring. Nowadays, the over 40 crowd is the reason why they are only people care for. But that's just my personal opinion. I think that the WWE can, hopefully WrestleMania, I hope I'm wrong. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I hope that all the cards all matches on the WrestleMania card are the greatest WrestleMania matches ever. I mean, they just pow, just like, oh my God, this is the greatest match in the history of WrestleMania. I want that. I want to be wrong. I want to be like a loud wrong and say that WrestleMania 29 is going to be the greatest WrestleMania ever. But there's nothing, absolutely nothing on that card that makes you want to go and buy it. Anyway, thank you for listening to Dukect Lounge. We'll be right back after some interesting songs. We'll be right back here on the Dukect Lounge. Thank you once again for joining us here live here on the Dukect Lounge. Thank you once again. We'll be right back right after this. And we are back live here on the Dukect Lounge. Thank you so much for joining me. Phone number, once again, is 724-444-7444. Once again, the number is 724-444-7444. The call ID to connect to me, Dukect, is 92417. Once again, 92417. Thank you so much for joining me here in the Dukect Lounge. I want to get back and talk some Impact Wrestling with you. Impact Wrestling was a good show, actually. This was actually probably really good since they've gone live. Even though their ratings haven't really reflected that, which sucks. But then again, the tournament and such, people are watching it. I feel like it's going to come back 2 weeks from now. Hopefully, with the build and everything else. With Corpus Christi, that show looks great. We're going to have an X Division title match with Kenny King taking on, Zim-Ion and another wrestler from the number one contenders match is going to happen next week with Petey Williams. He's coming back. Harold, a.k.a. Mason Andrews, a.k.a. Scorpio Sky, and Sanjay Dutt. Ooh, that's going to be fun next week. Also on the Corpus Christi show, the Impact show, we're going to have the number one contenders, the tag team champions, Hernandez and Chavo, taking on the greatest tag team that ever lived, Rude and Aries. Next, we're going to have the world title, the most important title in professional wrestling at this point, yes. The TNA world title will be on the line as the Aces and Eights leader puts his championship on the line, taking on the charismatic enigma that is Jeff Hardy. And honestly, and the match, it's not going to be any other match. Oh, no. It's going to have ladders. It's going to have chairs. It's going to have tables. It is going to be the return of Full Metal Mayhem. And this could be very interesting. I can't wait to see what this type of match is going to have for these two guys. I expect this is going to be really good. I have very good expectations for this matchup. And who knows? We maybe might see a new champion. I bet not, but I think it's going to be very, very good. I think it's going to be very good match. But the Impact this week was actually good. We had a very good tag team match with Bad Influence and Chavo Hernandez winning the number one contender match. We had some the knockouts and such with Taryn Terrell as the new knockout, which is a lot more. I mean, hopefully this means more knockouts are coming because we have a new one. Personally, I can't wait for Taylor Hendricks. I mean, I don't know what the heck happened to her. She in OVW somewhere. Tell me what's happened to her. And Lady Tapper, Tapper stayed in OVW for at least a couple of years or something. What have you? And at least two. Have her join Aces and Ace, what have you. What have you. That and everything else. I can't wait to see more of her because she looks interesting. Hopefully, Tara Terrell can come back. Tara Terrell could be something positive in the Knockouts division. Same hopefully for Lady Tapper and Evilise. Hopefully she come back. Hopefully has some female memorization and Ace and dominate as well. I mean, that's a story, something like that. Anyway, let's see. Honestly, I have to say I really liked this Impact because it felt really controlled. And also, which I liked, you know what I really liked? Yes, Bubba Ray, Jeff Hardy, and TLC match. I know. I know. This was something really bad. I know this is not bad, but it's something. It's two old stars, out to their stars, and everything else. But the difference between what WWE is doing and TNA doing, at least they're actually these stars that can still go, and they actually are in ring shape and such. And honestly, to me, Bully Ray is more of a TNA character than than I see in Bubba Ray. I see more Bully Ray in him, and instead of I see Bully Ray and Bubba Ray and such. I honestly can't wait to see more, because he makes the X&A seem a lot more fun. So, and hopefully they can start defending the TV title, because I'm really hopeful they start grooming Madness for that belt, because he will be perfect for that title. Oh, man. And honestly, I can't wait. And to me, one thing I really can't wait for is the Aces and Eights can just completely fade away, and we can finally have a good place for Doc, because a.k.a. Luke Gallows, because I think he's really going to be used. He's a good big man, and I think him and say Nux or Crimson or what have you, I think he needs to be put in like a huge, powerful tag team and such. It's straight. You know what? They need a dominant. I mean, what's wrong with having be like Nux and Luke Gallows just be completely dominant tag team and just run away to the division? I think both of these guys could really do some work, some good work with that. These are things I think Impact is doing a lot better. They have a clear main event, a very good main event, structure. They have hopefully the only negatives I see is the tag teams, because I'm really hoping the tag team division starts to get some high. I want the tag team division to start getting some new names. Yeah, everything else. I want the tag team. I mean, hopefully they can have some gut checks with some tag teams. I mean, that would be nice. And speaking of which, Gut Check is having a very interesting contestant. We're going to have Adam Pearce, and I don't know who the other guy is, but I don't know much about Adam Pearce. I know some people say, "How dare you not know about Adam Pearce and such?" But honestly, I really, really have high hopes for him. I hope we have everything else. Magno. Magno sounds like Magnus's Mexican cousin or something. But honestly, I hopefully these guys can have a good showing. I really hope they can have something really good and positive. That's my hope, people. I hope that these two guys in the next gut check can be really good. And I need to look more into Adam Pearce, last couple of his matches, and see how good he is. And a lot of people like him, and a lot of people say he's great. He had a great 7-match run with Colt Cabana. So maybe this could be something like with Aries, because truth be told, Austin Aries said, yeah, I did everything I need to do in the Indies. He was going to retire and open a vegan vegetable type restaurant, but he took the idea of TNA. He took the idea, took the call, said, screw it, I'm going to go up there. And next thing you know, he got over on his own and became one of the most over stars in TNA. So maybe this could happen with Adam Pearce. Hopefully this can happen for Kenny King and what have you. So you never know. Also, another thing before I go start talking about Impact is the AJ Styles stuff. I really like it. I really like the AJ Styles stuff. I mean, he's silent. His body language and everything else. He's upset. He's frustrated. And supposedly, looking in the future, I think it's going to be very interesting. Hopefully, this could be a road to redemption story. Something that's better than the WWE. Because, hey, AJ actually had his world completely crushed. And him marching and winning the Bound for Glory series and winning the TNA title away from, like, say, Bully Ray, I think that could have a really good redemption story of him actually winning the championship and becoming something better. Becoming, the TNA's good guy again. That's what I hope. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. And, oh, yeah, by the way, by the way, during Impact, they had TNA InstaFacts. And I'm like, oh, God. No. Stop with this stuff. You're better than this. You're better than the WWE. Stop it. Don't do it. You're better than this. You're better. Don't do this. Don't put yourself in this situation. Please. I don't want you to do these InstaFacts. Just stop. Just stop. Stop. You're better. You're better than that. Please. Just don't do it anymore. I had to deal with that on Raw and such, so I don't want to watch that SmackDown. I do Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and everything else. I just don't want to do that anymore. I just can't do it. Ugh. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me here on the Dukect Lounge. It's been a great little show. Thank you so much. Hopefully this show will be up on. If you haven't listened to the show live, ladies and gentlemen, how dare you? It's every Friday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on TalkShoe.com. But also, it is now, you can watch it live, recorded, what have you. You can watch it on my Blip, YouTube, Stir Attack, Dag Glasses, forum page, and what have you. Wherever there's a video sharing thing, I will put this podcast up. Also, my next review, my Royal Rumble review, will be up hopefully by next Thursday. That is the timetable I have it. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that review. I also get a lot of positive and interesting feedback on my Clara Lynch review as well. So thank you so much thank you guys so much. It's a lot of good stuff I've been putting out there. So thank you once again. Anyway, this is me, Big CT, signing off. Peace and love. I will see y'all when I see y'all later.